Um, so I love to ask this question, and I do it in my presentations and when I'm working with executives and leaders. And I'm always curious to know, is there what I call a defining moment, a moment in your life where you had to face a challenge, or it was an opportunity or a challenge, and you weren't sure how you were going to get through it, but you somehow found a way to get through it, and it helped set the tone for the rest of your life and kind of set you on your path for success. Is there something like that that happened for you?
Well, I have to say, I've been very blessed through my whole life. I think the defining moment really was fairly recently, and it was probably 7 years ago.
Hey everybody, John Fenton here, the CEO of SENSEI, and I'm with Heidi LaMarca. Heidi is the managing partner of Windham Brannon CPAs and advisory firm, CPA firm and advisory firm in Atlanta, based in Atlanta, Georgia. Heidi, welcome. Great to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
So Heidi, it's a new year now, 2021. What are you looking forward to in 2021?
A vaccine, no more pandemic, all that good stuff, when we can all be back in the office and be done with so many Zoom and virtual meetings. It'll be great to be in the same conference room.
Yeah, across the table having a cup of coffee, right? Wouldn't it
Yes,
be nice?
exactly.
It's my goal to get to that point too. So
Yeah.
that is so awesome. So Heidi, you've been managing partner now for how long at Windham Brannon?
About 6 years, 7 years.
And so tell me, I was in the accounting profession earlier in my life, and now I'm in this new profession. So tell me about, so I did a little bit about the struggle getting to that level, being a managing partner. So tell me, what's it been like for you to reach that pinnacle of your career?
It has been, Windham Brannon really is my client now. I never entered this profession thinking I wanted to be a managing partner, but when the time came, I looked at all my partners and I said, I've got a great relationship with all of them. I've got a lot of respect for all of them. Let me try this. And it's been really rewarding getting to know them better, getting to know all of our employees better. It's just been a lot of fun. Some days are easier than others.
Right. So what's the most fun thing that you enjoy doing or as a managing partner in your firm? What's the thing that gives you the most joy in your work?
Being with our people, which has been a little bit harder this past year, but just, having the touch points with everybody, whether it's the firm update or we used to have monthly breakfasts together, and now it's more of a Zoom call, but just really touching base, getting to know each person individually. Whereas, before, I'm an audit partner, so I knew my auditors really well. I didn't know the other folks very well. And now it's getting to know the different practices and the people in the other areas. It's been a lot of fun.
That's really great. So what are some of the other practice areas that you have in your firm besides of audit?
So we have traditional audit and tax, and then we also have our advisory services. So those are transaction advisory services, which include, which are our CFO for hire, due diligence, quality of earnings. Those are clients where the company's going through a big transition or transaction. And we have healthcare advisory, where we work with a lot of big hospitals or big medical groups and in their revenue cycle. So really making that cycle more efficient and bringing the cash in faster. We have litigation support, forensic accounting, valuation, virtual accounting, which is basically, we're the back office accounting department for those clients. So those are our main advisory lines.
Very broad. Now, the Windham Brannon's been around for quite some number of years. Is that right?
Yes, we were founded in 1957. We were a spinoff of a firm that started in the 1920s in Atlanta. So we've been here for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I know something's really passionate to you is, creating a culture for women and young people to really want to be in the accounting profession, advisory
Mhm.
profession. So what can you tell me about that? What can you share about that?
So we really emphasize for everyone, find what you're really passionate about, because you're going to spend so much time at work. You got to love what you're doing and who you're doing it with. So find what you're passionate about. And then when people have a life event, so, they move out of state, or they have, start having children and they want to stay home with the kids more. So they go part-time. We would rather have 50% of a star performer than 0%. So we do whatever we can, and we always have. And that's why today we're 50% owned by women. More than 50% of the firm are women. And it's really making that a pathway for them. We have 2 of our female partners today that went through that scenario. So they were full-time, they went part-time when they had kids, and they came back full-time and they made partner. So there's no limit on how far you can go just because you go part-time. And we also have, for our younger folks, an advisory council. And that advisory council is made up of all levels, all departments, and they come up with ideas of things they think the firm could do or should do. And then they bring that to the executive committee and we talk about it. We've implemented a lot of things from that committee that we wouldn't have otherwise. So a dependent care program, more paternity leave, dress for your day, which is a little bit different now, but dress for your day, when we passed it was, it wasn't, we weren't the first firm to do it, but it's pretty unique, and our people love it. Now, dress for your day is, just be presentable from the top up, and you can wear PJs on the bottom.
Full disclosure, I am wearing jeans.
I am too. Yeah, I could stand up and still be presentable.
That's so different, right? Talk about culture. You started a few years after I did in the public accounting profession, but it was blue suits, white shirts, and red ties, right, back in the day, right? And women in skirts and all that kind of dresses or whatever, and suits, right? And wow, what a change in the accounting profession, right?
Yes, it is huge. And on the audit side, we've always been dressed for your client. So if we had clients that were casual, they didn't want us showing up in suits. We would show up in a suit in the first day, and they would say, "Don't ever wear that again."
Right.
Anyone in the office though was suits 5 days a week. So this was a big change.
Any particular industries that you guys specialize in your firm?
So we're pretty broad. So in a pandemic like we're going through now, it's really good to have a broad range. So we have clients in real estate, construction, manufacturing, technology, healthcare, professional services. We have some in restaurants, not a huge practice in restaurants, but not one of them is a huge part of our pie. So when one industry is suffering, another's doing really well. So we definitely have had clients that have suffered through this past year, and we've had others that have done better than they ever have before. So having that broad base of industries has really helped us weather the storm so far, knock on wood.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
So I love to ask this question, and I do it in my presentations and when I'm working with executives and leaders. And I'm always curious to know, is there what I call a defining moment, a moment in your life where you had to face a challenge, or it was an opportunity or a challenge, and you weren't sure how you were going to get through it, but you somehow found a way to get through it, and it helped set the tone for the rest of your life and kind of set you on your path for success. Is there something like that happened for you?
Well, I have to say, I've been very blessed through my whole life. I think the defining moment really was fairly recently. And it was probably 7 years ago when the firm was going through our transition and leadership. And, I'm looking at all my partners saying, who should it be? And my husband said, "Why not you? You can do it." I said, "Am I qualified to be managing partner?" And so he really gave me the confidence I needed to throw my hat in the ring. And then that's when I started looking at my partners and realizing this whole position is about relationships. And if you're honest and you have good relationships with your partners, and it's not like being CEO of a company where you say, this is the way it is and everyone does it. We're all partners. I can't tell them to do anything, but we all respect each other. And I realized that I had those relationships and it's worked, and it's been a great experience. So that really was my defining moment, and changing my trajectory here at Windham Brannon was my husband kind of helping me see that.
We must be doing a good job because you're still managing partner.
Right. Either that or no one else wants the job.
Right. Well, yeah, it's kind of like you do. I mean, I guess you do. Obviously, you have the relationship with your partners and everybody's in it together. So it's kind of a balance, right? Because do you feel like you need to set some direction and some guidance on some things and some issues as the main? You obviously have a different perspective because you're looking at the whole practice, not just
right.
client base, right? So tell me more about that.
Well, it is different in this role that I see every practice. So every individual partner, every person's coming from a point of view of the clients that they serve. This is what my client needs. This is what my practice needs. But then, whatever it is, if it's an administrative thing, if it's office space, if it's technology, well, how does that affect the rest of the firm? So it's really keeping an eye on how everyone's affecting everyone else. So yeah, you do have to make hard decisions sometimes, but if you do it with the right intention, with the right background and knowledge of and input from other people, you're going to make a good decision. Yeah.
So Heidi, if anybody wants to get a hold of you or reach you, how's the best way they can connect with you?
Well, my email is HLaMarca, LAMARCA at WindhamBrannon.com, or you can just go to WindhamBrannon.com to our website and you can find me there. I'm the only Heidi, so I'll be easy to search for.
Heidi's not hiding.
Exactly.
Heidi's been great to have you on today. This first week of 2021, we're kicking off this new season. It's my pleasure to have you as my guest today. So thank you for being on with me today.
Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Great. So there you have it, folks. John Fenton, the CEO of SENSEI, with Heidi LaMarca, managing partner of a great firm, Windham Brannon. They're based in Atlanta, and all the information will be in the show notes and in the byline below. So reach out to Heidi if you want to get more information about her firm and what they do.